Songs from previous generations blared through her headphones with what most would hear as mind-engulfing melodies. She almost skipped through the twilight of the looming forest, leaves cracking, heart aloft. Knowing this place so well, its horrors delighted her. Opening the black and rusted iron gates brought her only joy. She even took a moment to inspect the ever-present vines that grew on them, to see how much they had progressed. Passing the gates, she hurried up a soft slope. Emily Gallivan, 1903 to 1910. Smallpox, she recites, skipping past an innumerable amount of headstones. She has no reason to read them. They never change. Alexander de Classe, 1890 to 1906. Died a hero of war, she continued, on her way to her favorite spot. Her sickly smile grows as she nears it, a towering mausoleum ready to climb. But as she always does, she must inspect its deteriorating grandeur, every detail to be precise. She notes that the once polished white marble has now dulled to a mournful yet appropriate gray. Then again, she thinks, it was only white for a short time, long ago, and I wasn't there. Moving her hand across its Gothic architecture, she looks to one side of its slightly ajar door. There they are, she remembers, staring at one of a pair of collapsing angels, forever guarding whatever ancient treasure it was set to do so long ago. Their perfect faces are permanently frozen in a sad, yet knowing expression. Eventually leaving the angels, she looks upon the cracked stone plaque above the door. Milburn Earl Riley V, she states aloud. This was her favorite place, not only for its overwhelming atmosphere, but for the fact that it held someone special, someone of her own blood. Hiking her leg up on one of the artistic protrusions to the entrance, she climbed to the top. Eventually, settling her legs over the plaque, she closes her eyes. Meditating in a near-dead silence, the twilight turns to darkness. Wait. No crickets chirp? No owls call? No animals scurry. It is her, and her alone. But a nagging fear possesses her to open her eyes. Like there is something watching her from afar. Her eyes flicker open in a blunt attempt for comfort, and just as the sound was silent, the woods are empty. In fact, there is nothing there. Darkness has eaten the surrounding terrain, leaving only itself. So she stares, still fearful, into the emptiness, waiting for her eyes to adjust and allow her the calm she is searching for. Slowly, things come into focus. Bracing for the worst, her heart begins to race. Nothing. Just trees, and headstones, and nothing more. But in her moment of relief, it takes its opportunity. It grabs her heel, dragging her inside the black mausoleum, robbing her of her short-lived moment of vision. In its attack, it throws her onto the hard, cold, and dirty floor, knocking her headphones off and paralyzing her in the process. Refusing to look upon her assailant, she locks her eyes shut. Whether her eyes would adjust or not isn't important. But she doesn't feel anything, or hear anything, or sense anything. For a moment, she thinks that it was just her mind. Did I just fall? She wonders, still terrified. Her music plays faintly in the background, fuzzy and distorted, but she can understand it nonetheless.
All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love.
All You Need Is Love by the Beatles, she notes. The lull of the music almost comforts her in the paralysis she is enduring. Until, of course, the sound of breathing begins to make its way into the music. The sound grows and grows until it completely engulfs the soft blur of rhythm. With a crunch, the only calming hope is silenced. The horrifying echo of her headphones being crushed not only reverberates through the empty room, but through her mind. That was her hope, and she knows it. That was the prayer of it being her own clumsiness that got her into this situation, being destroyed. After the crunch come footsteps, but not footsteps, more like a dragging, almost shambling noise. She knows that it is approaching her from the darkest corners of her once beloved mausoleum. Quickly, it stops. Just in front of her motionless body, she knows. It breathes and looks. But no matter what, she will not open her eyes. And she tells herself this over and over and over, and under no circumstances will she... It begins to choke. The creature in front of her has the shrill voice of a longtime smoker. Its gag sounds like it's coughing up a liquid. What is this? She thinks to herself, mind running rampant with the worst possible outcomes. You don't have to. It struggles to continue. It seems to cough up whatever it was choking on in front of her with a disgusting flop sound. A stench of rot hits her nose, causing her to cringe. The stench almost makes her herself gag, but in fear she forces it aside. It's been eating bodies, she regretfully concludes. His body, the thought continues. It smelled my blood, she realizes in horror. You don't have to see us to join us.